And the idea behind this particular webinar is to how to become a financial chief financial officer, because wherever you want to reach, from where somewhere you are supposed to start. So that start is very important. You should have a clear blueprint. A very famous say is that a well begin is half done. A well begin is half done in the sense, if you're having clear roadmap, what you want to become, what are you doing, what kind of key skills are required to reach to a particular role, so things will be easier for you, things will be supportive, and you can make a good career. I should say great career in finance. So in this web series, in this particular webinar, I'm going to discuss a clear blueprint in accounting, fintech, and finance. How do you become to become that? So over the next 60 minutes, we are going to talk about something every one of you has probably wondered about at some point. How does a student like you actually become a chief financial officer or build any strong career in accounting, finance, and fintech? So this isn't going to be a lecture like full of theory which you have attended in the classes. I want to give you a real practical blueprint, the choices, the certification, and skill set that actually move the needle. So feel free to drop your questions during my lecture in the chat as we go, because I can't take your questions in between. So I'll wait at the end. We will discuss all your queries and questions, and we'll open it for live Q&A at the end. So let's get started. Yeah. So very first slide, that what is the understanding of your chief financial role. So before we jump uh, into the roadmap, let me tell you why I framed this session that way, the way I did. Because you must have seen that what are the career options are available, what are the career choices are available in a particular domain. But here I am not giving you any choices. I'm just giving you a clear roadmap. If you start like a student, and how could you reach to the top of the role? So how comes it possible with the available framework? So every CFO you have ever heard of once set exactly where you are sitting today as a student, unsure which subject to choose, because lots of dilemmas are there, lots of questions are there in mind. What I am supposed to do so that I reach at the pinnacle of my profession, which certification actually matters, and where they are good enough with numbers, because there is no shortcut gene for finance. It's all about how to hard work. It's all about good choices, which creates the difference. Because at a particular path, all professionals are equal. The only difference is identify the key skill set which is required to sustain in the market. So it's a series of deliberate choices which allow you to get success in the profession. Before before we jump into the roadmap, let me tell you why I framed this session the way I did. So this is the blueprint I gave you. How can we do further in next 60 minutes? So by the end of today or by the end of the day, you will understand four things about related to this particular webinar, related to your real career paths, which is open in accounting, finance, and fintech. So the certification and skill that recruiters actually value, because it is very important to understand that what is the talk of the town, what is happening right now, which kind of demand is there in the market, and what kind of profile they are accepting for this role. And you know that AI is changing, not eliminating. Most of the time, student ask me this question, sir, AI is eliminating our job. AI is eating our job. When the AI will come, then the people like us who are freshers going to the market, our role is taken by AI. No, it's a myth. AI people, the people who are having AI proficiency, will take your job, not alone AI is. So how AI is changing, not eliminating finance career. So this question I'm answering right now because I know that after completion of my discussion, you will definitely come to this particular point, sir, how this AI will harm us in the sense in our job profiles and all. So what salaries and opportunities look like at each stage we will discuss. Then I'll also walk you through a couple of real world case studies. So this doesn't stay abstract. So I'm not going to just as abstract. I'm taking towards you some of the stories, some of the planning. So in next 60 minutes or less than that, what I'm trying to discuss with you, I'm just giving you a brief idea. So now this is the table of content. You can see that a story to begin with. I'll start with a story because it's a story of everyone and everyone wants to learn from the stories. So I would like to start with the story. Then we will discuss why accounting, finance, and fintech is important because you know that finance is the lifeblood of any business. Then we will discuss the career blueprint through a flow chart. How would we start? How would we accelerate our career on the finance path? And then how can we accelerate further to reach to the pinnacle? Then we talk about skill top companies looking for, which is very important aspect. Most of the time students are not aware what kind of things are demanding in market and they prepare in their own way, and somewhere this is a mismatch, which is also called as academia industry gap. So you must be very careful with that, and you have to fill this gap with some new certifications, new skill set, because now the market is very competitive. Doesn't mean you have done your MBA, finance, or CFA, and then you will not face any challenge later on. No, you have to update yourself in terms of skill, in terms of proficiency in other, you can say, languages and all. But you have to keep growing for keep glowing. So certification after class 12 and graduation, future of AI and fintech careers which are available. Then we will discuss the salary trends. Students are very much, you can say, possessive. What kind of packages we will get after a certain course or after a certain time period. So I will definitely discuss the salary trends and what kind of global opportunities, because the world is a global village and lots of MNCs are coming to India, and Indian students are also going to abroad for their professional journey. So that we will discuss in that. The next is case studies. So what kind of case studies we have to make understand the career in finance. And in the last, we will discuss the key takeaways of this particular session. So as I said, that we will start with a case study that is related to Aditi. So Aditi, I have just taken a student. So how I introduce Aditi? So let's me introduce you to someone. I'll call her Aditi. So in class 12, Aditi wasn't the topper of her class. So she wasn't under pressure from family to become an engineer or doctor. In most of the families, traditional families, we observe that the students are having lots of pressure. You have to become doctor, you have to become engineer. Why? Because your uncle was engineer, your grandfather was engineer, your father is engineer, so you have to be an engineer. But Aditi was having some different sort of, you can say, family expectation. They were not having any expectation, and they were just giving a choice to Aditi. So she simply noticed that she enjoyed the one subject where numbers actually explain real decisions, and that is commerce. So first of all, that kind of environment we should have. I request to all parents, if they have joined, that yes, you have to take care of this, the choices of your student, because every student is unique in terms of their explanation, analysis. So she picked commerce, and somewhat against the crowd, because most of the crowd nowadays going for engineer. And in the first year of BBA, she was overwhelmed. There are honestly 30 plus career option in finance alone. So you can understand, in alone finance, we are having 30 plus careers. So instead of trying to do everything, she picked only one direction to explore deeply: corporate finance. So first finance, then corporate finance. And in her second year, she did something simple but yet powerful. What was that? She took an internship even an unpaid one, just to see the work up close. So guys, this is very important. In wherever profession you are, you should know about the practical aspect. If you are doing MBA, go to industry, visit industry, do industry internship with utmost sincerity, because whatever you are getting knowledge in your classrooms, what kind of applications are there in industry, you must aware about it. So after graduation, she didn't stop there. She did an MBA in finance, and alongside it cleared CFA level 1. So simultaneously, MBA with MBA finance, she has cleared CFA level 1. So the combination of formal degree plus one serious certification gave her an edge that hundred of other resumes simply didn't have. So my idea is, along with your regular degree course, you have do these kind of things also, like CFA level 1. So when she is appearing for an interview for her placement, she is having better opportunity in comparison to their other fellow students, other fellow friends. So today, 12 years later, she leads financial strategy at a mid-level fintech company. And I want you to notice, this wasn't luck. This was not a luck. And it wasn't shortcut. It was a series of small, deliberate decisions made one at a time. So that is enough. The blueprint we are going to unpack today. So I hope that I am reaching to everyone. So how Aditi make her career? She was an average student, but she tried to understand his capability, her capability, that yes, I am good at the numbers. I love finance. She went to finance. She tried to understand the industry requirements. She went to industry for unpaid internships. Along with her BBA and MBA finance, she has also done CFA level 1 or other certification which is required by the industry. And after completion of the course, she has got tremendous good, I can say, breakthrough, tremendous breakthrough. And at the later stage of 10 to 12 years, she is having a financial strategist after the experience of 12 years. So guys, this is the way you should you should make your career in the direction. Now the next point is, why accounting, finance and fintech? First of all, it's a need of the hour. So you have to understand what is the market gimmick, what kind of opportunities are coming to the market. So you see that if I talk about only banking and NBFC sectors, lots of new companies are coming up nowadays on a regular basis, because you know that finance is a lifeblood of any business. So let's talk about why this field is worth your time. Think about it. Whether it's a 5% startup or a multinational bank, whatever, every single organization needs people who can manage, protect, and grow money. I repeat, this is very important aspect. Every student who is there in the meeting, try to understand. Any single organization, they need people who can manage, protect, and grow money. So that's what makes accounting, finance, and fintech one of the most recession resilient career cluster in the world. Why we are saying that? Because you see that in market we find recession. Sometimes the some jobs are moving out from the market, some portfolios are eliminated from the market, some kind of roles and responsibilities are taken by other people or other, you can say, computers program. But this is very much required and relevant. So when other departments get cut, finance rarely does. Become Because someone has to keep the lights on financially. So that is important. So you can see six broad clusters you can see on the screen right now. So if we go one by one, first is banking and NBFC, which includes retail and corporate banking, credit and treasury rules. So you know that banking sector itself a big sector of the entire corporate sector. Then NBFCs are also support of providing financials to the companies. Then credit companies are there, treasuries rules are there, The second is corporate finance. So FPA and budgeting work inside every company. Lots of work related to budgeting and other aspects in companies nowadays. Third, very important, which is there in our curriculum also, MBA in financial technology. So fintech and digital payments. Think about UPI, how it makes the life easier. Now, when you leave your home, you never remind that whether I am keeping my wallet in my pocket or not. Why? Because you are having mobile phone and it works like a wallet. So if you are leaving your home, now you need not to remember that whether I am going to keep my wallet, my bag, and the hardcore cash money with us or not. But still you can leave without any hesitation. Why? Because you are having mobile phone. This is possible only through because you are having UPI payment system. Then there are lots of lending apps. So you need not to go for the formalities to different banks. Even banks are coming to you in the form of apps, and you have to just go for some formalities, and after fulfilling that formalities, they offer you a loan. Then wealth tech, lots of wealth tech companies are coming up, which are managing your entire wealth in terms of tech tech savvy wealth companies. So your entire portfolio are available on your one click. They are moving, you can see it, and they are minting money for you. Then audit and compliance, the CA world, investment and advisory. You know that lots of advisory work is there in stock market and all, equity research. So a big area where you will guide new investors for new portfolios, existing investors for portfolio changes, and lots of consulting and wealth management is working in finance and fintech. And valuation and M&A as well, advisory, mergers and acquisition. You know that in core finance, lots of companies go for the acquisition of other companies. They go for the mergers and some kind of acquisitions. So this kind of services are very much required. And not but last but not the least, consulting. Lots of financial due diligence are there in the M&A. When you are framing a new company, when you are going for a dissolution, lots of consultancy is required. So you can make a finance career. You have heard of fits into one of these six buckets. So out of the six buckets, you can make your career. I hope I am reaching to everyone, and it seems interesting to understand the finance. And it's now you see that career blueprint. We have taken an example of Aditi. Yes, now we are going directly towards the career blueprint flow chart. So you can see the flow chart starts with class 12, graduation, specialization, what is the entry role, what is the mid-level role, then leadership role, and finally you will become the CFO. So we are starting with this is the heart of today's session. This particular slide is, you can say, the key slide of my entire presentation, because I'm giving you a clear blueprint. If you follow that, nobody can stop you, and you can reach to the role of CFO, which is a dream of the people, dream of not only finance people, the people from other backgrounds, marketing background, HR backgrounds, but still they are trying to get some knowledge of finance and try to reach to their goal, to this kind of achievement. So this is the heart of today's session, the complete blueprint from class 12th to CFO. So let's walk through it step by step. So very first, it starts with class 12. So commerce or science with maths, because you must have heard that some of the students are not from commerce background, but still they do very good job because they do their BBA, BCom degree with utmost sincerity. And at the initial stage, they bridge the gap, because being as a science student, they are not having the fundamental knowledge of accounting. But in the initial days, initial months, they work very hard and bridge this gap. So quantitative comfort matters. For that, they study in advance. So quantitative comforts, through that they get a very good understanding about the finance. And after finishing their 12th, they in the next graduation they go for either BCom, they may go for BAF, they may go for BBA, and optically 3 years. Then comes to the biggest fork in the road, that is the specialization. And for there, You are having MBA in finance, MBA in fintech or financial technology, or a professional certification also along with that. So that the best part of financing career is that you can do BCom along with CA. You can do BBA along with CA. You can do BBA along with CMA, or you can also complete one CFA level like Aditi did in her career. So, and this single decision shapes the next decade of your career. So, I am not saying that is it necessary you do it, but yes, in place of that, nowadays, lots of new courses are available. So, if some student asks me, sir, if I am not doing CA, CFA along with my BBA degree, so somewhere I am losing something. I want to say, no, you are not losing anything. The only thing is that, yes, but you have to go for some kind of value addition in between. So value addition in the form of new online courses. So new online courses are available. Like I give you some examples, like in MIT ADT University, we provide free courses to our students. We also ask them to enroll NBTL courses. So my point is that over and above your graduation degree, you have to go for this kind of extra certification as per the need and requirement of the day. So like you can join or you can register in the courses of AI. So AI courses will help you out to understand, to make you understand these financial roles better way. So, and this single decision shapes the next decade of your career. So, welcome back to it in detail shortly. So, then entry level, from there, you enter the workplace in an entry role. So, you see that there are three roles are given over there: analyst, the article, or your assistant. So over 5 years to 8 years with consistent performance, you move into a mid-level roles like managerial role, senior managerial role. And then if you work with utmost sincerity and hardship, you can reach to the leadership role, means VP or Director of Finance. And further, with your existing performance plus experience plus incorporating new skill set, you can reach to the top financial officer role. So now look at the box at the bottom. There is no single path. Some of you will go class 12 to CA, straight a CFO track. Other will go graduation, then MBA, then corporate finance, then CFO. My point is that this is not the ultimate path. This is one blueprint which can be adopted, or you can make some kind of modifications in that. So if you are drawn to fintech, you will likely add a data or tech certification alongside with finance degree. So guys, I'm keep saying this: whatever you are doing, please do with utmost sincerity. But if you do some kind of these online courses, it would be considered as icing on the cake. And you know that sometimes icing looks more sweeter than your cake. So this icing is very important, which creates the difference. So if you are drawn to fintech, you will likely add a data or tech certification alongside with your finance degree. So the point isn't to copy one path exactly. I'm not saying that this is the ultimate path. If you adopt any other path, you cannot reach to the destination. No, sorry, I am not saying that. But yes, it would help you to reach to that. So it's to understand the stages and choose the lane that fits your strengths. Yes, the next point is very important. What is market demanding? What you are creating within yourself, what kind of skill set you are generating within you, and what is the market demand. There should be a complete coherence is required in that. If these two things are not matched, or if we find any kind of mismatch, your career will not grow with that pace. So what kind of points I am trying to make, which skill top companies are looking for beyond your degree, that is what gets you shortlisted and promoted. Some of the students say, sir, I am sending my profile so many times, but I am not getting any response from the recruiter. The point is that this is not like that. What kind of skill set you are having is not useful, but this is not matched with the industry requirement. So in this slide particularly, we will understand the industry requirement and what kind of skills we have to inherent in our personality, in our portfolio for better presentation to the industry. So here is something important. Your degree gets you shortlisted, but these six skills are what exactly actually get you hired and promoted. So financial and analytical skill is the baseline. So what is that exactly? Being able to read a balance sheet fluently. So your ratio analysis, your budgeting. If I give you a balance sheet, whether you can read it or not, whether can you take a decision out with the available data or not. That is first and foremost skill. That is analytical skill, which is very much required. Then data and tech fluency is no longer optional. In this corporate world, in this current world, if you are not good in technology, you are not tech savvy, whatever skill set you have, you cannot make a point to survive in the market. So whatever skill you have to add it with the tech fluency. So what I am saying about tech fluency in present understanding, you must be a hero of Excel, you must be aware about SQL, you must know how to use Power BI, and increasingly all AI based finance tools. So I would like to add here one thing. In our all the courses at MIT ADT University, we are adding AI tools. So for example, financial accounting with AI tools, cost accounting with AI tools, financial management with AI tools. So idea behind it that we cannot only learn the subject, what is its presentation, and what a kind of addition we can get for better understanding with AI tools. So AI based finance tools are very much required. Being as a finance student, you should. Now, communication is one people underestimate the most. And I always say, in whichever domain you are, you must be good at your communication. Whatever you want to say, it should be clearly understood by other people. So, the best analyst in the room is useless if they can't explain their members to a non-finance manager in 2 sentences. It should be crisp. Don't go for a long analysis because management is not asking for that. They have to take a decision and they want a crux. So you should be very good at your communication, your English proficiency. So along with your skills, you must be very good at your communication. Then further, ethics and compliance are non-negotiable. There are lots of checks and balances. We don't know at which level. Earlier, only there are manual checks and balances, so you can escape from there. But no, nowadays, lots of technology checks are there. So AI is playing its role. So the point is that you must be very ethical in compliance, and this is called integrity. So always keep this integrity towards your organization, be ethical always. So any point of time, checks and balances will come. You will never go for any kind of, you will never afraid of any kind of you can say checks and balances and audit procedures. So one integrity lapse can end a finance career overnight. So you should be very truthful, clear, and ethical in your all deeds. And business acumen, very important. Business acumen and adaptability around it out, understanding how your work actually moves revenue, cost, and risk, and staying comfortable as regulations and tools keep changing. Now the entire world is you can say updating on nowadays, and lots of rules are going to be changed. You have to keep yourself updated because ignorance of law is never accepted. So you must be very clear that what are you doing, is there any changes are taken place nowadays, and you must be aware. So if you are in banking sector, try to read regular circulars of RBI, read newspaper on daily basis, and one finance newspaper is very much required, like Economic Times. I'm not saying that read the entire newspaper from one page to the last page, no, but go for a quick glimpse of the current news, and some of the news and some of the articles must be very important for your career growth, so you have to read it completely. But I would suggest you to subscribe at least one finance paper, which is very much required. Now the next slide, best certifications, because definitely this question will come after my presentation that, sir, what kind of things we can do along with our course. So I am just giving you a quick idea about that. So this slide often looks intimidating the first time you see it. Six acronyms will sounding similar. Let me simplifying. If audit, taxation, and a CFO track excite you, CA is India's gold standard. And the best part is you can do CA, ACCA along with BCom and BBA. So now this kind of freedom you have. So if you are drawn to markets, equity research, private equity, CFA is the global benchmark, chief financial analyst. If you want international mobility, yeah, it means you don't want to work in India. You are having multinational perspective also. You want to go abroad. You want to join multinationals and you want to earn more money because you know that the foreign currency sometimes is not taxable. In some of the countries, they don't charge taxes. So you can make good money over there. So ACCA or the US CPA open doors to the UAE, UK, Singapore, and beyond. Then the third one is CMA. So CMA suits cost and manufacturing finance, and FRM is built specifically for risk and treasury roles. But here is the honest truth. And what is the truth? You don't have to decide this at 17. No, no, no. This is not the right. So a very common and successful pattern is start a BCom or BBA as of now. Yes. And use your internships in year two to see which kind of work actually excites you. You have to know yourself first. To know other side of the table, you can do later on. But first, you have to understand your proficiency, your capabilities, in which you are comfortable, and what are the areas which excites you a lot. So use your internship and try to find out what excites you a lot. And then choose your certification based on real experience, not guesswork. So nowadays, lots of platforms are available through that. You can find which particular thing is exciting you more. Then what is the future of AI and fintech? Yeah. So I know this is probably the question and a lot of your minds. With AI advancing this fast, is this the question you are having in your mind? Because things are going in the direction, what AI will increase the pace of that or in finance? So is finance even a safe career choice anymore? So here is the honest, balanced answer I would like to give. AI is not replacing finance professionals. So take a long breathe now, because some of you or most of you are having this question in your mind, sir, one day AI will be eliminating all our roles and we will be jobless. This kind of fear I have seen on the faces of some of the students. But here I would like to clarify, AI is not replacing finance professional. It is replacing the manual, repetitive parts of the job. So if you are having any stereotype work, that could be replaced, like data entry, reconciliation, basic bookkeeping. You are just taking a transaction and AI, through AI, you can make the journal entry, then ledger entry, and then trial balance and the final accounts with the help of that, because it's a stereotype of work. Static reporting like that. So those tasks are genuinely shrinking. Yes, these roles, accountants role will definitely shrink. But look at what's growing on the right. But somewhere the scope is increasing. And what are the areas? Fintech product and risk analytics, cyber security for finance, because you know that lots of cyber frauds are taking place and the numbers were too high in the last year. Government has to started the caller line, caller tone. Whenever you call to someone, first you will listen the complete caller tone like that. Don't share your OTPs, don't click on the unknown links. So government has to start these kind of initiatives because people were not aware about these kind of cyber frauds. So in cyber security, lots of openings are coming up. So fintech product, risk analytics, cyber security for finance, financial data storytelling. Guys, people are not understanding finance. You people are studying finance. That's why you are having good command over and understanding over the subject. But ask a layman, how can you furnish your data in front of them? So you have to make them understand in a storytelling form. So and ESG or sustainable finance, these are the new upcoming areas. So these are brand new career lens that didn't exist a decade ago. These are very new, you can say, things which are coming up nowadays. So the professional who thrive over the next 10 years won't be able to ones who avoid technology. Without technology now you cannot survive. Either you have to marry with it, or you will find divorce from your job. Choice is yours. They'll be the ones who pair strong finance judgment with comfort around data and AI tools. So, guys, in nutshell, with this particular slide, I would like to say that genuinely good news for anyone starting out today, because you get to build both skills from day one. So, my point is that you have to understand the market requirement, need of the hour, and shape your career in the direction according to that. Now, very important slide, and most of the people are curious too with that, because these kind of bars looks very great, because you will get a very good package when you will become the CFO. Everybody wants to become because of this. So you just quickly we are going through it because we are running short of time. One honest disclaimer before I share numbers: these are illustrative, indicative figures based on common industry patterns, not a guarantee. It's a disclaimer from my side. I am just saving myself, because somebody may claim later on I have become big CFO and now I am getting this kind of numbers salary. So please, I am not responsible for that. This is the patterns I have observed from the market. So every company, city, and individual varies, but directionally this is what the climb tends to look like. So an entry analyst is starting around 4 to 8 lakhs, growing to 12 to 20 as a finance manager, 30 to 45 lakhs as a director of finance, and CFO packages that can go well beyond a crore. Fine. So now on the right, don't overlook global opportunities, because you know that over and above, global opportunities are centers, and GCs are one of the fastest growing employers in Indian cities right now, hiring heavily for finance and reporting roles for international companies, and often with strong compensation without you having to relocate, and certification like ACCA, CPA can open doors to you for UAE, UK, Singapore, and beyond. So if international work appeals to you, these may be the good choices. Now I'm just going to quickly going through the two case studies, campus to corporate finance. So let's make this real with case study. So picture a BCom graduate from a tier 2 city who joins a big four firm. You must be aware about the big four firms. So as an article assistant only, and in his year 0 to 1, she clears CA intermediate alongside with her articleship, building deep audit and compliance fundamental. But year 2 or to 4, she completes CA final and moves into a corporate role as a financial analyst. By years 5 to 8, she promoted to finance manager, owning budgeting, MIS, and cost control. And by years 9 to 12, she is director of finance and leading a team across FP and treasury. So the takeaway here is powerful. A professional certification like CA built early gave a tier 2 graduate the exact same corporate access as someone from a premier B school MBA. So your PIN code doesn't decide your ceiling, your certification consistency do. Now we go for the second one, because everyone cannot go for CA and all. So this would be more preferred nowadays, which we are suggesting you, and that is, here is a second career path. This time, a BBA Fintech graduate who added a data analyst certification in her final year, straight out of college, and he joins a digital lending fintech as a business or credit analyst. Then further, by year 2 to 3, she clears or he clears CFA level 1 and moves into risk analytics for a UPI based payment platform or a company. Then by year 4, I am observing there is one raising hand. I'll get back to you guys. I am just finishing it fast because the time is a constraint. I am taking your question. Yeah. By year 4 to 6, she becomes a product finance lead, bridging the finance and engineering teams, a role that genuinely didn't exist 10 years ago. So, and by year 7 to 9, she is head of FinOps at a Series C Fintech. So, owning strategy and compliance. Notice the pace, guys. Notice the pace. The path reached senior leadership in under 9 years. Even after getting CA, the path was not that much fast. So the takeaway: pairing your finance degree with just one tech or data skill can meaningfully compress your career timeline. I repeat, pairing your finance degree with just one tech or data skill can meaningfully compress your career timeline. So this is the case study 2, which would we would suggest you. So this is the session. We have seen that the session is built for you. So before we move to takeaways, I want you quickly speak to exactly who is in this room. If you are a class 12 student planning BCom BBA or an integrated MBA, everything we covered today is your starting map. If you just finished class 10 or are exploring commerce as a stream, you know now where the stream can lead. If you are already in your undergrad years and looking for clarity, today's certification and skills roadmap is directly for you. And if you are working professional, considering a pivot into finance or fintech. So the case studies we just saw shows it's genuinely possible at different stages. So guys, I am just going quickly to the key takeaways and then I'll take your questions. Let's bring it all together with 6 key takeaways. Very first takeaway is there is no single path to CFO. Both the CA route and the MBA route genuinely work, and so pick what fits you, not what's popular. Second, certification compound your degree. Start exploring options by your second year of college. Three, tech fluency is now a core finance skill. It's not an optional add-on. Four, soft skill like communication and ethics are what separate good analysts from future leaders. Five, finance career travel well through GCC, fintech hubs, and global certification. And last but not the least, and most important word, start now, not later. Every internship, certification, and connection you build in college compounds your entire career. So the earlier you start, the more time that compounding has to work in your favor. So as I started with the beginning, a well begin is half done, in the sense the will to win is worthless if you do not have the will to prepare. I hope that this was an interesting session. And anyone wants to ask any question, the floor is open for that. Yeah. Anyone wants to ask any question, floor is open. Yes. As I can see, one hand is there. Yes. Can I see the? I'm just stopping my. Yes. In chat box, I cannot see any question. Any question? Yes, Nigar, you can ask question. Your mic is on, or you can also write in chat box. Okay. Any other question? If you want. Yes, I can see one question in the chat box. Can I do a CA degree, CA and a degree together? Yes, of course. CA article is commonly done alongside a BCom. So many students complete both in parallel. So this is my answer for that. Anyone else wants to ask any question? Just put it in the chat box. So another question I can see here, is an MBA necessary if I already have CA, CFA? I would say not necessary, but an MBA can help move into broader strategic leadership roles. So many professionals do it later, sponsored by their employer. So I would suggest, yes, if you have done CA, CFA, still you can go for MBA Finance for the add-on sake. Yes, one last question I can take now, as the time not permits further. It's already 3. Yeah, any other question? Okay, one last question is there. Is fintech risky as a fresher's first job? I would say no, riskier than any fast growing sector. Evaluate the specific company's funding stability like you would any startup. So yes, in initial, you if you start job, sometimes you find it risky, but later on it would be easier for you. Yes. I hope I am reaching to everyone, and this session will be more meaningful, informative, and definitely it helps you to decide your path further from a student to a CFO. So, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for attending this webinar. I hope that it would help you in taking decision. I'm thankful to MIT ADT University Management, Professor Dr. Sunita Karad, who has given me this opportunity to present my views on this particular platform to all and interact with all the students who are aspirants of finance courses. Thank you so much once again. Yeah.